Well, thank you very much for being here on another Global Technopolitics Forum's weekly meeting on May 16, 2021. So I know this is the first week after exams, so we don't have a large crowd here, but we can continue with the members who are ready. So maybe we start with Jennifer. Jennifer, you posted a paper here or a proposal. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, so I was looking at the Colonial Pipelines ransomware attack, obviously, and kind of thinking about the implications of what it means for, I'm just kind of thinking, like, if a private company can do this and claim to not know the political ramifications of what happened, kind of like, does this create a new precedent where maybe like nation states will think that it's okay to do this? Because traditionally there has been kind of like a leash put on states where they don't lock up other countries' infrastructure, even though they do have the ability to do so. And then looking at situations where they actually did, like Russia in the Ukraine and China a handful of times, maybe the US in a scattering of examples. And I kind of want to write a paper proposing like the pros and cons of why this may or may not change the norms, the Colonial Pipelines attack. So that's what I was thinking.
That's interesting. Did you see the paper we published by Dan?
Yes, I did. It was super interesting.
Okay. Greg, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I'm just curious. In all their efforts to get money, I don't think the North Koreans have ever done ransomware, have they?
WannaCry was styled as ransomware, although it did not function as ransomware because they didn't write it properly, and then the London hacker who found the sinkhole domain in 3 days. So they did style it as ransomware officially. Of course, Lazarus, North Korea says, is a criminal group that's not associated with the state, but I think our indictments have proven that Lazarus is a tool of the North Korean state. So the answer for that particular question is a yes and no. So it's a really, I mean, I think what Jennifer is proposing, and she and I talked about this as a result of Dan's paper, what I'd really like to see her develop is like kind of signposts and indicators of what the future, you know, if this, then this is what we might expect. I think it might make an excellent, we don't forecast, we just say, if this happens, this is an indication that we may be going this direction. And if that happens, it's more an indication that we may be going in a different direction. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Pari and Greg, but that was my vision for when Jennifer and I talked about it, that's where we would go. So it could be something much shorter, more standard, rather than a really long white paper. It can just be something that's topical and timely, and then allows developments to unfold as we talk about what different developments might mean.
That makes sense to me.
So Jennifer, you're deciding to make something shorter, right? Like an op-ed or article rather than a white paper. Is that the plan for you?
Yeah, I mean, just when me and Mara discussed it, that seemed like it made the most sense because, like, as of right now, obviously there are no answers. So it was going to be kind of like, here's all the reasons like this might lead to this, and here's all the reasons it might not, and like just kind of like throw out those ideas and maybe like not reach a conclusion per se in this paper, and then like as a next step write a longer white paper about like, or an opinion paper, whatever it might be, of what I actually think will happen as more information comes out. But if you have a different
No, I think it's a great idea, and you always could turn it later on. You and Dan could turn it to a white paper, but I think at this stage it's a great idea. And my understanding is there is a lot of unknown about this attack and different claims. I saw some news are claiming that they already paid some amount. Others are saying that they haven't. So I don't know. Are we clear on this one?
Yeah, I think they
paid.
did pay part of the attack, part of the ransom.
Okay, so they did pay.
Against the FBI's like wishes, but also like other cybersecurity experts were saying, they didn't really have a choice and they didn't pay it. Like,
Yeah.
they would have just been locked up. So also paying it, like, does that open the door for more cyber criminals to attack major infrastructure, knowing that they will pay it? Like, that adds a whole nother layer of speculation.
Yeah. Greg?
Oh, it sounds good. That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so then maybe Toye could talk about his paper.
Really, evening everyone from Turkey here. What happened in the course of a week, it's very serious. We are on lockdown. Everybody was indoor, so we couldn't, get out to get some, better, whatever we need anyway. I was thinking the lockdown would have last week, Monday, so I would have been able to go to library and have some materials, to bring up my work. That is one. Eduardo really promised to help me out last week, and I messaged him even through the Slack, but unfortunately he has not responded yet via Slack application. I sent him messages.
I didn't get your message.
I sent you. You said you want to give me some link last week so I can have some things about my work.
I can't find your message, so I'll give you my email in the chat. But I didn't get your message, Tui. I would have answered.
Oh, I sent you like 5 messages. No, three messages through Slack. I sent one May 10th, May 12th. Yeah.
Through Slack. So Eduardo, maybe you haven't checked the Slack. Have you?
Well, I get messages from Slack when I get a message.
Okay.
And I get messages from other people, but I haven't got one from you. So maybe there's some kind of a thing that I didn't select that doesn't forward me to messages.
Well, I can tell you that Toyi and I have been able to do Slack messages, so there is likely something. I mean, he is on Slack. He and I have established a communication that way. So you just need to make sure that between you guys, you have the right addresses and the right things, because it is working for you, Toyi.
Okay, it might be some feature on my end that I didn't activate. So I'll take care of that, Tui.
Okay, thanks very much. Now I'll be expecting your emails. I can write to you directly there through there. Your email address.
Yep, I'm sending
That'll
you
be
that.
better. Thanks very much.
Okay. So Toye, I think that you're going to continue communication and continue your work that way. Is there anything, Maura, you like to add?
No,
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't looked at what you submitted, Toyi, if it's new this week. So I have to look and comment.
Please, I really want to make a kind of plea to the House, please. There's this insecurity challenges going on in my country, Nigeria.
Yeah, but
it's increasing at a very alarming proportion. I want to seek if this institute can allow me to couple with what I'm writing presently. I want to have additional people, white paper on that, on addressing insecurity challenges in Nigeria. It's becoming so unbearable, and people are dying every day. Ransom are being taken by the bandits and the hoodlums, from the innocent citizens. So I want to ask if I can, have these two work simultaneously.
Okay, but
please.
Our focus is on technology. Remember that.
Come again, please.
I said our focus is on technology, so you would remember that in whatever study you choose to do, even in parallel. Remember that the focus is technology and how it's impacting?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
okay.
I'm focusing on technology, how technology could, help address the insecurity challenges we are facing in my country.
Right.
How the
Yeah.
government can, bring up some technological policies that will help, reducing or, if possible, eliminating the insurgency and the other related challenges we are facing in the country, Nigeria.
Okay, that's great. Maura, any comments?
Well, I want to see what your proposal looks like, Toyi, because before you were very focused on the technological piece related to the different election scenarios where Uganda shut down the internet to control the election, whereas in the United States, the internet shut down the politician in response. So if you're going to broaden to Nigeria with just a whole general issue of politics, it's not, you will lose focus.
Yeah.
No, Maura, please. Sorry, I'm not bringing the two work together, no. I'm asking if I can start that as well, then doing the two simultaneously, not same paper, not same work.
So you're talking about two different projects.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
My recommendation would be to start one, Toyi, and get yourself going and see that we have progress on one so that your focus is very clear and your process becomes clear. And then once you've got a clear process and a clear focus and you're moving in a direction and we're able to help you and muster resources, then it would be time to diversify. But I think it's really important to choose one and make product and be successful before you get distracted.
Yeah, I agree.
So do I. That makes good sense.
Yeah. Okay. So next we go to Dariush. Dariush, would you like to talk about your paper this week?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I haven't really made any real progress on it. I've mainly just been thinking about, I've read a few other white papers, like I really enjoyed I believe it was the Lebanon one, I think Firuza and Joy wrote that one, just to kind of try to see what kind of information is expected. I think my paper as is, Professor Treverton, he gave me some notes on it, as far as the structure, how I break apart the paragraphs, and maybe putting more headings. I was also thinking like a brief maybe table of contents or something like that. But then after I take those steps, I think it's really solid. When I read through it, I've let people read it who don't know anything about the issue at all, and they said that they followed and they understood what was going on. So I think that's a good sign. I just need to put those finishing touches on it, and then see what my options are for where I can put it out somewhere.
All right. So I read it as well, Dariush, and I haven't seen the notes Greg has given you, but I find that there was a bit of overlap in different segments, and you could kind of brush it up and make it much sharper argument. So I agree with adding headings, maybe even maybe creating a 10-slide storyline so you could see where the arguments are and then categorize all the material. I think it's a very good paper. It has all the things you need in it. It's a matter of reshuffling a bit of, I think, writing from here to there and deleting some stuff, so making the argument very sharp. That's how it came across to me. But I think adding heading is gonna help a lot. Maura, do you have any comment?
Well, again, I held off making any comments until Greg was done with it, since it was a class paper, Dariush, and I didn't want to give you any unfair input up front, so I haven't written anything on it. But I agree. I think it would make a very good, once it's tightened up, I think it would make a very good first step on what I see as the project that then we may have a new intern joining us, Pari, who is a geospatial analyst. And then I see you and Dan going back and digging up all the data that you need to map the problem that you have laid out.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I like the fact that you've got the arguments laid out on the importance of understanding the issue, because I think that's the great first step to then actually mapping the data and putting a second piece with it so that visually people can see all the different variables you're talking about. So I do think it's going to be a great phase one. But yes, I would like to see your rewrite that tightens it up. And if you guys are ready, I will also go in and make my comments. If you're done with it, Greg, and you've given him his grade, I will go back and follow up on Pari and again, suggest some streamlining that makes the arguments very clear. And I like Pari's idea for you, Dariush, because I know that you struggle with going into a level of complexity that may not be necessary. I like the idea of Pari saying, do a couple of slides to say, what is your main storyline? Because I think it'll help you consolidate a little bit, which will be an improvement. So that's what I see. And then, as I said, I think starting next week, we'll have a new intern who will want to dig into the paper with you and start pulling together the data to make the mapping.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to continue this along. Yeah, I do agree that it's too long and it's a bit redundant. I think that's just because I'm trying to do too much, like just for the purpose without having the data. I think I'm trying to do a little too much for what I have now. So thank you, and I look forward to meeting with that other intern and getting cracking along this.
It's a very interesting project, and it could be based for a lot of things that we are going to do. So I encourage you to spend time. It's worthwhile. It's one of the most interesting projects we have.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
No, it is very interesting. Yep.
Yeah. So next, I think, Eduardo, is there anything you would like to discuss?
Thanks, Pari. No news on my end. I took a bit of a break this week.
Okay.
That's
Paul,
good.
anything you would like to discuss?
Yeah, so I heard back from Google finally on Friday, and basically it was a Google takedown. They basically told me that my problem was that the keywords that I had selected were too obscure and not very useful, and that was the problem. So they gave me some advice or guidance on how to develop more effective keywords, and connected me to the keyword planner, which I already knew about. But anyway, that was their suggestion. They said if after that I still had any issue or problem, I could, and this time they gave me actually a contact number, a phone number. So that's what I'll dig into tomorrow. And then with any luck, that will be the only thing that's needed. And then I can proceed with the campaign. So anyway, apologize for the delay, but now things seem a little bit clearer as far as what the issue is and what has to be done.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your doing it. And yeah, they're very helpful. Now that you established the contacts, you can go back and forth with them and they're helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Next, Anna, would you like to talk about your work?
Hi. So what I've been doing, I haven't done much lately, but I've been feeling better. And I had a look at what's going on with the wiki. I found some new sources as well. The annoying thing is that the sources that I found for like the basic how to create a wiki page, none of them have the same outline. So they are, for example, if I read one, and then I read another, there are some things that kind of contradicts.
Mhm.
But anyways, we know exactly what's going on. I've had a look at what we need to edit. So for example, I saw that it would be a good idea to build a relationship with Wikipedia first before submitting an article. I'm not sure if you saw the Word document that I sent out. I was hoping as well that I could actually have a folder within the Google Drive where perhaps you could see me working on the things and potentially
You don't have a
guide.
folder?
No, not on the Google Drive for this, sorry.
Okay. Okay, I thought you had a folder. I will double check it to see why
Yes.
you don't have it. Okay. But I think you uploaded the document and I saw, or maybe you emailed it to me. I saw
Yeah.
it, but that was just a copy paste from what Wiki put on the website. So, but I ask you to do a research in terms of communities and see what people are saying who face the same problem. So I assume you haven't done that research.
So I did see it, like the sources that I found were people that mention like articles and stuff that mention like, oh, if your article was like refused, these are the steps to take. So I think it does help a lot. I do know exactly what went wrong. And then it's just trying to edit it. I think I need to simplify the wiki page and just write as little as possible and then slowly add more once it is published.
Okay, but right now you're banned, so you cannot do anything. And anyway, don't publish anything until I see it. But the users are banned right now, so you can't do anything, can you?
Yes, but we can create another wiki page. I mean, another Wikipedia and submit it through there. But obviously, yeah, I will show you what I have before submitting it.
Yeah, and you cannot make another account from the same IP address. It will be banned right away. So be careful with that.
Yes.
All right, we can discuss that in a one-to-one meeting.
Yeah.
So is there anything anybody wants to discuss at this point?
I want to apologize to TUI because I did not allow notifications to my email in the workspace. It was my fault. I've got too many Slack channels.
Yes, we all do.
Yes, yes.
Hey, but at least you discovered it. And also just as while Ana Carolina, while you guys are working on the wiki problem, we've backed off doing some of the tech giants research just to give you an opportunity to focus completely on solving this problem so that piece of research folks know is just sitting to the side for the moment.
Yeah, I understand. That's fine. I did mention to you, Mara, that was like a bit away this week. But I'm hoping things will get back to normal now.
Okay.
Right. COVID has taken many of us down when we've had shots and things. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. So is there anything else anyone wants to discuss?
Just as a reminder to everyone, I will be gone the next 2 weeks while I'm on the road. I will try to, when things are submitted, I will try to make commentary, but I will not be in on the meetings. Even if there is Wi-Fi in whatever national park I'm in, I'm going to skip because timing. You guys will be just fine without me. I know you won't miss me, but if you need to reach me for anything, do send me either an email or a Slack and put something that says urgent on it. But otherwise, don't expect to hear from me again until after at least the 1st of June and maybe not until the 7th of June. So just as a reminder, I'll be out of touch.
Have a good trip.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, my experience in national parks the last time is often the lodge doesn't have Wi-Fi in the room, so you can only be like in the coffee section, and I can't be doing a Zoom in that. And then sometimes their connectivity is bad anyway, and there's a reason for that. They want you to be on vacation. So I'm going to try to be on vacation rather than be involved, but I will be thinking of you all.
All right. We hope to see you in the Zoom. If we don't, have a wonderful trip and we will be in touch. And well, wishing everybody a wonderful week ahead. And thank you for being here and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.